of turning this into the instrument, and the whole thing sounds Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone in the next sound design video. Today we are gonna be doing something really interesting. I am working on this fun song. Let's take a listen. Okay, so you know what this video is gonna be about. It's gonna be really huge brass instrument rack. So what's cool about instrument racks and why this is such a great idea to use them is that you basically pull them into a project and you have a sound. You can have a lot of sounds inside a rack. You can have a big layered sound and you just drag this inside a project and it works. So this is not an instrument rack yet, but I'm gonna turn this into an instrument rack to show you how you can turn the section of the song, a section of the layers of how you can turn layers into the actual instrument rack. That makes sense, right? Okay, so I wanna cover this particular sound. Basically the main bass. Also, I see a lot of questions coming up about how I made this thing here. How this is so glitchy. So basically I made a tutorial, it's called like tape stop effects without any plugins. It's about how you can use delay with repitch function turned off and some modulation to achieve this kind of tape stop glitchy effect. Check the video out and learn this really cool effect. Okay, so basically let's turn this into the actual instrument rack. So that's one sound. I mean, when it comes to layers, you can layer actually basically any sound you want. The weirder sounds you layer together, the more unexpected sound you'll get, and that's really fun and really exciting and really cool when it comes to making music sound design. So we have this bass, it's called Harvest. It's coming from the latest Future Bass from Scratch preset pack for Serum. Yeah, it's basically distortion based and filter sweeps kind of bass. And then we have the actual brass, but it's just a brass sound inside a sampler. White noise. That's cool. It's coming from Serum, just the white noise. J60 actually, because some of the white noises here sound better than actually bright white noise inside Serum, so that's cool to keep in mind. And then we have this kind of percussion hit to make this brass hit harder. And then we have some virtual riot, I guess. That's not very necessary, but it's a useful layer. Yeah, so this is how it works, and then we have some effects like OTT, EQing, some volume automation, just making this quiet and some anti-low mod compressor, which is just an OTT kind of. What we need to do to turn this into the actual instrument rack is to basically create a new MIDI clip that's gonna be working as a MIDI clip. Basically go to each of these tracks and copy each instrument so that it can be played inside one MIDI track. So I'm gonna just paste this here. Now I'm gonna just take everything here, copy, and then inside this thing I'm gonna create a group. And if you click here, you can access chains. Now I'm gonna create a new chain, and inside this new chain, I'm gonna just paste these instruments and effects that I just copied. Fortunately, these are in the same octave, so we don't need to pitch anything, but if you, as you can see, this is plus 31 semitones, so if there's something like too high or you want, and you want the sound to play in one octave, then you'd have to pitch this. Now, good idea would be to just, if you made layers and they sound good together and the volumes are balanced, good idea is to just copy the values from the tracks, minus 6.9, minus 3.6. Okay, so now next layer, which is this white noise, new chain, paste these guys here. Yeah, okay, so this is minus 19.4. Okay, and then we have this guy. Okay, so here comes the fun part actually, because this is playing only one note over the entire thing. So we're gonna be first of all, let's create a train and let's just drag the sample inside here. So, and this is minus 15.7, cool. And then if we play this, we can play, basically it's like a musical instrument, so we have to find the pitch. So this is playing in no transposition, that means it's C. Copy the effects. Okay, I think we need to use some sort of Midi effect. Is this gonna work? Scale thing? Okay, so every single note, I hope it'll work. Every single note. So we're gonna be playing only in C0 to D1 note range. So we need to transpose this, yeah, like 36 semitones. So if you go upwards, I think you can just repeat this scale thing and it may work if you want to keep the C in higher octave, I don't know. But it does work in this case. It's a little bit too quiet, I feel. And it's like here it's not it's like there's a okay, so the filter was just limiting. Okay, so now the last thing, I mean, I'm gonna just skip this one because that's just a detail. You get the basic idea of turning this into the instrument, and the whole thing sounds like this. Okay, so we are missing these effects. Yeah, cool. So now what we need to do is to actually group this instrument rack once again. And basically we have instrument rack inside the instrument rack. Wow. If you want, you can add macros to this, so you can have like a full, highly customizable instrument that you can modulate with macros and change the sound. Yeah, so I'm gonna just save this as a huge brass bass, huge brass bass. So I basically don't need this huge group of MIDI clips because I can basically drag this over into one. I can disable this. Cool. Yeah, let's talk a bit about post-processing maybe, because I feel like there may be some questions coming up. Basically, this sound is clear. It's just a serum preset. The brass sound sounds a little bit more beefy, I guess. Yeah, so this is just a dark brass sound. I added the capitator for some distortion and making it more, well, distorted and more beefy. Is basically brighter and louder too. So OTT for some extra brightness and some EQ for even more brightness because this was really dark sound. The white noise is also being run through the capitator. What we could do basically too is to add the sub bass to this. These are just, again, I put the capitator almost on everything to make the sounds more beefy, and this is also, I guess, compressing the sound. If you use a distortion, it should squash the sound. I'm not sure to what degree, but it does do the thing. More things. Vocal with reverb. Some bass, again from the preset packs. Again from the latest pack. For Serum. So any tips in terms of layering? I mean, depends on what you want to layer. If you want to layer supercells, check out my video on layering supercells. If you want to layer basses and make something really beefy, I guess distortion is really good idea to go with. Like Decapitator is insanely good distortion plugin. Basically making sounds more beefy by adding more harmonics. Also, as I said before, layering different sounds together makes a huge difference when it comes to making cool, interesting, and insanely sounding and out of this world sounds. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you need some presets, sample packs, visit my site over sample.us. See ya in the next sound design or production related video. See ya.